What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wombo Combo Show. My name's Ben Kepler.
I'm Lou Bertha. I'm back.
He's back.
He's back. And I'm Ben Uconis.
What's up, everybody? We're going to be going over stuff for Week 14 this week. Like Lou said, he is back after his hiatus. We're going to be taking a look first probably at the Thursday night game here with the Packers and Lions. That was a dope game. And then we'll break down everything for Week 14. This is a big week for everybody. This is fantasy football.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Keurig stole my spot. He's getting hot at the right time. I was trying to sneak in at 6, and he's going to do it. I can't do it.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
He's running the Josh Jacobs train for sure. Talon, before we get into it, dude, I would stick with Mixon and Cup. I wouldn't go for Neighbors and Hall unless you're in a dynasty.
No way.
Let's pop into this first game here. That's that Packers Lions NFC North game that was on Thursday night. This was a shootout.
Oh, yeah.
This was definitely a shootout.
A shootout with Jaden Reed doing
nothing.
Boy.
No, man. If you're in any of the Discords or group texts that I'm a part of in fantasy football, I was going off on Matt LaFleur. Dude, like you just said, they didn't even look his way. Like
No, dude.
No, they
like
didn't.
It was weird, man.
Watching the entire game, he would drop back, and I'd be like, okay, Jaden Reed's on the right side. I just need him to take a drop-down look to the right side. And every time, progression. 1, 2, 3. Jaden Reed's 4. Nah, throwing it to 3 every time. So, if you played Jaden Reed, you are bumming so far this week.
He had just like one attempt, right?
He had one target, which he
dropped
dropped it for 2 yards.
Yeah. So it was like
useless.
I don't know.
Completely useless. I don't know if they just got mad at him or what, but Dontavian Wicks ended up being the wide receiver 2 in this game instead of Jaden Reed. Like I said, if you played Jaden Reed, like me, you're probably bumming to start the week. But it ain't over yet, folks. It ain't over yet. Let's take a look at some stats for the Packers here. Jordan Love, 12 of 20, 106 yards and a touchdown.
200.
Oh, I'm sorry, 200. Yeah, sorry, guys. Getting over a cold.
No interception.
No interception.
No interceptions, though. Second week in a row, no interceptions.
Turning a new leaf.
That backup Lions defense is basically 90% backups playing in this game.
Yeah.
They were able to shut down the Packers offense pretty dang well. They were disrupting Jordan Love a lot. I don't know. It says something about that team that if your backups can all come in and still manhandle your rival team. Josh Jacobs, 18 carries, 66 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pretty dang good. That was my bet for this game. I had Josh Jacobs under 69 yards, and I had Monty under 65 yards.
That was ballsy.
And they both hit, but very, very, very closely. Wide receivers, your boy Christian Watson was the big wide receiver on the Green Bay Packers side of the football. 4 catches, 114 yards.
He did have a fumble, though.
He fumbled the football. Most of his catches were deep. He did have a couple.
Oh yeah, he had 4 catches for 114 yards.
He had like one that was like maybe a first down catch, but all the other ones were deep ones. He was the number 1 wide receiver on that side of the football.
He busted my bet.
Did he?
Yeah, I needed a touch. I knew I needed a touchdown.
Oh, that's
the only thing he didn't get.
That's right.
I was being greedy. I shouldn't have put it in.
Yeah. On the other side of the football, Jared Goff had a pretty great game. He was 32 of 41. He had 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Running game, it was a little slowed down by that Packers defense. They did an okay job, but they didn't do great because they still allowed 100 yards in the game. Monty with 51, Jahmyr Gibbs with 43. Usually one of those two guys has a lot more in that department. But, I mean, Monty had a touchdown. When you go down and look at the passing end of things, Gibbs did catch a touchdown, 6 catches. I think he had, 30 yards? Yeah, he had 30 yards. So he did save his fantasy day there. Monty had a decent game, too, fantasy-wise. I think you have him. Is that right?
I have
in regular league, don't you?
I have Gibbs and
you have Gibbs. Yeah. Okay.
Shout out to anyone who played Tim Patrick.
Dude, I had Tim Patrick in my bet, man. I don't know what the vibe was, but I put Tim Patrick in my bet. I had him to go over 29 passing yards. He had 6 catches for 43 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
his first touchdowns from getting injured 2 years in a row and not being able to play. Tim Patrick, awesome for you, man. I hope that you're continue to see this kind of usage, man, because I think you're a good player. Amon-Ra, slow game. He wasn't really used, but he had 2 catches in the first half, and then wasn't used for most of the second quarter,
but
most of the third quarter.
Key at the end. He had that key catch at the end.
He did have the key catch at the end, but they were just trying to spread the ball around a little bit. The number 1 wide receiver on that Detroit Lions side of the football was J-Mo. He had 5 catches for 80. Sam Laporta had a decent day, 5 catches for 50. Other than that, though, not a lot of booming scores. Number one guy in this game was obviously Josh Jacobs with 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Other than that, Tim Patrick would have been an awesome play. I don't know. I don't know anybody who has Tim Patrick on their roster, but if they do,
No,
you smart man that week.
Yeah, no, I don't know anyone who would have him.
Moving forward, do you guys think that the Lions, they do play the Vikings in Week 18, but do you think that they've got this division locked down?
I think they do.
Yeah, they're clinched the playoff.
I think they do.
They clinched the
I
playoffs.
think the division's locked.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
No, it's not necessarily a lock because Vikings are still 10-2.
I know it's not locked on the division. I'm saying I think they have it.
Okay.
I think they personally have it locked.
They're one game behind the Vikings.
I think they're still winning. I don't think the Lions are going to lose another game this season.
That's what I
You don't?
I don't
Okay.
Really
Okay.
Yeah, regular season wise.
The only game I could see them losing would be Week 18 against the Vikings. That's like the one that I'm like, well, are you starting your starters in this game like the Ravens did last year?
They would. So they would split 1-1. The tiebreaker, yeah, the split 1-1, and then I think it would just come down to who has a better divisional record, and I think the Lions would have a better divisional record already.
Probably. Well, we'll see how that breaks down. The end of the season this year is definitely going to be interesting. A lot of divisional races aren't close, and there's a lot are already done. All of the Bills, who
the
pretty much have wrapped it up already.
They wrapped up theirs.
There's another team that has.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Who is the other team that's wrapped up their playoffs? Is it the Eagles?
No, not the Eagles.
The Chiefs?
The Chiefs have a spot. They haven't locked up the division.
Yeah,
Anyways, we'll move into the games that haven't happened yet. First game we're going to talk about here is our game.
Go.
This is the AFC East
Here
game.
we go.
A lot of people were thinking that this might be an upset again. We all know as Steelers fans that isn't going to happen. Last time the Cleveland Browns won a football game in Pittsburgh,
20 years ago.
Yeah, I was in 5th grade. So
yeah,
it's not going to happen.
The last time the Browns swept the Steelers was about 30 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, Tim Couch was the quarterback the last time they won in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
That gives you an idea.
I knew it was 20 years ago, but I forgot who the quarterback
the last time the Browns swept the Steelers in the regular season matchups, I believe it was Kosar.
Oh, really?
Kosar, who was their quarterback at the time?
Yeah, you mean Kaiser.
Kaiser
Bernie Kaiser from Notre Dame.
No. This was like 76, man.
Oh! I
wouldn't
know.
Yeah. Kaiser. I can't. I don't. My dad would know this for sure.
Needless to say, we know that the Browns are not going to take this game. I'll put my life savings on that.
Agreed.
Taking a look at who I think is some players to watch out for in this game. Do you think that the whole George Pickens, Greg Newsome
I think
drama,
George Pickens is going to shit on Greg Newsome.
You think so?
Yeah,
I do.
I really do.
George Pickens did get the questionable tag on Friday yesterday.
Oh, yeah? What's it for?
Hamstring.
Not
He's
a
just
good
letting
one.
it rest.
Okay.
So,
but
I mean,
I called him on the line. I have his number.
Injuries that happen on Friday are never a good thing.
Yeah.
So
definitely not.
Now, if it's like a real severe thing, I don't know, but like
I bet you he plays though.
Okay.
If I could bet on that.
Something to definitely take a look at, guys, as we get into tomorrow morning. Make sure you're checking around 11:30 Eastern time. Make sure George is going to be in. If that is the case and he is out, maybe Calvin Austin gets a bump. I actually, while I was looking at my fantasy stuff this morning, in 3 of my leagues, somebody has gone and picked up Calvin Austin.
I was going to say
maybe that's the corresponding move.
Maybe,
but I don't know.
I mean, I would think he would be the best one.
He would probably be the best one
out of the wide receivers.
To be honest, guys, if George Pickens doesn't play, I'm staying away from every single Pittsburgh Steeler wide receiver. I would go with Pat.
I would.
Pat Freiermuth. That would be the only guy that I would think I would feel safe playing in that situation. Running back wise, I think Najee and Jaylen Warren are both plays in this game. We talked on Saturday. Jaylen Warren not used as much in the last game. Last time they played the Browns, though, he was heavily utilized. He did have a fumble that ended up kind of screwing things up a little bit at the goal line.
Yeah.
However, I think that both of these running backs are playing this game. I know Cordell Patterson is playing as well. I don't think he becomes a major factor in this. I think Jalen, again, gets used mostly out of the pass game. But I think he gets a couple carries in this game just because of the way that the Browns defense pressures. our offensive line. Jalen Warren, that one cut back, is a good option out of the backfield for this kind of defense. Like I said, I think that Pat Freiermuth is the number one starter on the Pittsburgh Steelers when it comes to catchers of the football. Would you play Russ in this game? Do you think that you would rank him a QB2 or a QB1 in this game?
I'd play Russ.
I'd play Russ.
I would think I would too. I'm gonna give him fringe QB1.
I mean, since he's been a starter, he's second in average pass yards a game.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Behind Joe Burrow.
All right, Russie, we like it, bud. Yeah, I would say I would put him as a fringe QB1. Like he's the best QB2 or he's the worst QB1. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's where I would put him. Other side of the football, what would you put Jameis at? QB2. I mean, he's balling now, but he's throwing picks left and right too.
Yeah, I would say QB2.
Yeah, QB2.
QB2.
I mean, like a smidge less than Russ.
Now, the last game that these two played, Nick Chubb, 2 touchdowns. Do you think that Nick Chubb is a solid play in this game? I do not. I have him benched in this game. Last time I played him, it worked out.
Yeah,
it was a snow game.
I agree. I don't think he gets 2 touchdowns this week.
No, I could see him maybe capping
one.
out 10 points. Yeah, one touchdown, 33 yards, 40 yards.
Like that.
I don't see him being a major factor in this game. If I'm looking at Cleveland Browns, that I think it's okay to 100% set in stone. I think we can put Jerry Jeudy.
You can put Jerry Jeudy.
I think he's a QB, wide receiver 2, but is the best wide receiver 3.
Yeah,
you know what
I agree with that 100%.
And then Njoku, he's just a tight end 1. There is no talking point on that. He's the number 1 target getter.
You can play him.
He's the red zone guy.
He's a top 5 tight end.
He's a top 5 tight end. I would go with I would go with Njoku over most people. Probably like Trey McBride would be one person that I would put him under.
You think Calvin Austin's worth a bench spot on the fantasy team?
Not yet.
You don't think?
There's Brock Bowers and then
well, yeah, Brock Bowers, sure, but I mean, like, there aren't that many. Maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, no,
that
he's
I'm putting
5.
above them. Kittle, Bowers, and McBride would be the 3 I would put above Njoku. But other than that, that's who I'm putting.
Njoku would be 5th.
Yeah, it's close. I mean, tight ends are tight ends.
All right, whatever.
Anyways,
tight ends, don't care.
Who wins this game?
I got the Steelers, obviously.
Steelers, easy.
Now, let's talk score. Do you think over under 34?
I think we're talking about this game too long.
It's a Pittsburgh Steeler game. There's no other games this week.
I think under 34.
Under 34? Okay.
Oh wait. Yeah, I'm sticking with it.
Okay. I'm gonna go with that too. I'm gonna go like 17-14. What do you got?
I'm gonna go over that. Like I think
34 is low.
Yeah, 34 is low. I think the Steelers are gonna put up 30 themselves.
Okay, so you're going to go over the 34 mark in this game, and you think the Steelers got it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one.
I think the Steelers win this one big. Like, just be like, screw it.
But it's a rivalry match.
Yeah, I think it ain't.
And we lost the first one.
It's home. We lost the first one. I think we just win this one big for whatever reason because I just think Jameis makes too many mistakes, and their defense isn't nearly as good as the national.
It would be historic, kind of, if they beat us. It would break the streak.
Yeah, I have a feeling that sometime in the second quarter, I'm going to be really mad at Myles Garrett. Let's move into the second game here. The second game, this one is kind of a battle of 2 teams that don't really matter at this stage in this season, but they do to their fans. This is the New Orleans Saints, and they will be heading up to New York to take on the Giants. This game, I mean, I got New Orleans.
Yeah,
I got New Orleans.
I have
by
New
a
Orleans.
mile.
I'm flexing New Orleans because I have Houston's defense. I mean, my season's over, but I still, I'm not giving up because I don't see the Giants.
You're flexing the New Orleans defense.
Yeah,
you can do
that.
Well,
no. Like, I mean, my main defense is Houston.
Oh, okay.
But he's playing New Orleans.
I'm flexing them in for the week.
Wait, we're throwing defenses in our flex
here? No. You know what that meant.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, no, we didn't for a second. So it's okay though.
Let's take a look at the Saints side of the football. I think that there's only a few guys to really mention for starters. I don't think Derek Carr is a starter in this game, regardless of how bad the Giants defense is, and they're missing Dexter Lawrence. I would say that you got Kamara as an easy play. And then MVS is kind of like that wishy-washy wide receiver 3 who every week seems to be doing something. And as long as we talk negatively about him, he's going to continue to do well. So I'm just going to put him in the mediocre category this week so we can be unscathed by his touchdown streaks.
Right.
So that's who I would say on the Saints. There isn't a lot of flashy players. It is bye week, so MVS does become relevant this week. There are a lot of bye week teams. I would say MVS, Kamara on that side of the football. Obviously, Taysom Hill out for the season. Moving to the other side of the football, again, pretty easy. I don't think Drew Lock is a play. I think he is better than Derek Carr's fantasy stats in this game, though. I feel like he has better fantasy stats than Derek Carr in this game if you're picking between the two. Malik Neighbors has not practiced all week.
Oh, so he's out.
Yeah, He didn't practice Friday. That's the last report that I read. Yeah. So it's leaning towards
Tracy.
It's Tyrone Tracy.
It's just Tyrone Tracy in this game.
Tracy.
And if you really need somebody, you can play our boy Wandale. Probably not going to do anything.
What about Slayton?
Slayton, I guess
do we know anything about him?
I mean,
he was injured for a little bit.
I don't pay attention to Darius Slayton. I cannot lie. I don't know if he's injured or not. I will say, though, that you do have a point.
Well, if he plays, he should be.
Yeah, Malik Neighbors, when Malik Neighbors was out last time, Darius Slayton did eat a little bit. So keep monitoring that. If you need to, like we said, with the Steelers and Pickens at 11:30, they flash him out. At least now you have Darius Slayton as an option to pick up if you need to.
If he's healthy,
if you need to.
I don't know if he's necessarily healthy.
Yeah, we'll have to look at that. When we get to Q&A section, guys, we'll double back and look at that during the questionnaire section. Next game we're going to talk about. Oh, we didn't give a. I didn't ask you guys. Do you guys both think the Saints are going to win too?
Yeah, I'm taking the Saints.
You guys got the Saints as well. I thought so. So far, which is very abnormal, the Wombo Combo is all in agreement through the first 2 games. Maybe the Cleveland Browns will win.
Don't say that.
Next game we're going to cover, guys, this is AFC East. One team still in playoff contention. One team trying to get guys to move to a retirement home. This is the New York Jets, and they will be heading down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. We'll start with the Jets side of the football. Let me ask you this, because I asked him and Jeff this on Saturday. Tuesday. Do you think now, in hindsight...
Today's Saturday.
Oh, Tuesday. Yeah. My bad. Sick, guys. I'm getting over a cold. I'm going to say a lot of dumb stuff today. Do you think that the Davante Adams trade, in hindsight, ended up hurting the Jets' chemistry as a team?
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm. I actually watched the podcast, and I saw you guys say that, and I was like, yep, 100%. Yeah. And like it just put too much power in the Rodgers' hands.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly
disrupted it. Like I like what you said. Like Garrett Wilson was a number 1 wide receiver.
We're from top to the bottom.
And
what are we doing?
No one's gonna feel good about that.
No, not at all. I don't think that the Aaron Rodgers project has officially worked out. I think that next year is going to be a new team. Do both of you agree with me there?
Yeah.
There's no way that he's back here.
No,
I agree.
He's done.
Is Tyrod Taylor coming into the football game anytime soon?
Rodgers is still the starter for this week, so
maybe next week.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think they'll run him out.
Woody Johnson was stinking. Is that his name? Woody Johnson?
Yeah, he's the owner of
Woody Johnson.
Yeah, he's really thinking about playing Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's listening to his 17-year-old grandson. He's giving him the roster moves. That's real life.
You know what? I saw on Hard Knocks, the Giants GM was like, you should take Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
sometimes some kids know what's good.
Maybe Mara or whatever his name should have listened, because he destroyed his team. Looking at some fantasy players for the Jets, I think that you still can think about playing Davante and Wilson. I'm benching Wilson for my playoff week.
Are you?
He's my benched wide receiver for this week, guys. Damn. Now, I play Jaden Reed over top of him, so in hindsight, that's probably not the best idea. But that is what it is. That is what it is. Breece Hall injured. We got Braylon Allen this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm plugging and playing Braylon Allen. That's my plug and play out of the free agency this week. Or if you were somebody who held on to Braylon Allen through the year, finally get to use him in a full capacity. So he will be the starting running back for the Jets tomorrow. Braylon's pretty good running back. I don't see him getting dudded out. Do you? Like, I don't think this isn't a Cam Akers cover week.
No, I don't think he's necessarily going to do great either.
No, I think he ends up with 11 or 12 fantasy points, a touchdown, 40 yards. Kind of the same deal as who we mentioned earlier, Chubb.
Yeah.
I think he has Chubb-esque stats in this game. Davante, wide receiver 2-3. Wilson, I'm putting him wide receiver 2-3 as well. More 3 than 2 though.
Yeah.
Just because like his max points over the last couple of weeks has been like 6, 8.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
On the other side of the football,
He did better with Zach Wilson.
He did.
He really did.
The whole Jets team did better with Zach Wilson. They had a better record at this point in time of the season. That's sad. Excuse me.
That's too funny.
On the other side of the football, Tua is the most accurate quarterback after coming back from his injury. He is like 70%.
He's like an X-Man.
Yeah. He's like an X-Man. Yeah, he got some mutant ability after his head's been rattled a couple of times. I'm taking are you guys taking the Dolphins in this game?
Yeah.
I'm taking with Simpatico again. I'm taking the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Tua extremely accurate over the last couple of weeks. That's a great sign for Miami Dolphins fans. I'm putting Tua in a QB1 situation. Sauce Gardner's out too. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, I'm taking Miami.
Yeah, Miami's going to probably wreck in this game. Tyreek Hill, I'm going to put him in wide receiver 1 spot as a wide receiver 1 this week with Sauce out, plus the fact that he's been doing pretty consistent over the last couple weeks, last week being his slowest of them. I would say that Tyreek's a good wide receiver 1, maybe the highest wide receiver 2. Would you say?
I think if you have Tyreek,
wide receiver 1.
Wide receiver 1.
If you have him,
what about Waddle? I'm putting Waddle in the 3 range.
Yeah, 3 range.
Yeah, too inconsistent.
Yeah, Jonnu Smith would be my second favorite, third favorite guy to play in this game. I would say Tyreek is my favorite. My second favorite is Achane, and then Jonnu Smith.
Yeah,
those would be the 3 guys that I would be highlighting as the players that really want to play. Now, Tua is not bad either, but I'm putting him at like quarterback 8 on my list for this week of ones that I would want to play.
I mean, that's not bad.
So he's a quarterback. So he's a quarterback 1 for someone's team.
For someone's team. Yeah. Not mine.
Well, I'm
yours. Yours specifically.
And one of mine.
Oh yeah, you're running Tua as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, he's been really accurate.
Technically, he's my quarterback too because I have Jalen Hurts. But
and he is my quarterback too because I have Bo Nix.
All right, guys. Now you guys know who they have as quarterbacks. I think that like we said, Jonnu Smith, Tyreek Hill, and then Achane on the Miami side of the football, and then your solid starter on the other side is probably Braylon Allen and maybe Davante Adams. That's probably the best 2 players on the other side. Next game, maybe
Wilson's gonna go off. Watch.
Jesus.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. I hope not. Just 'cause he's on my bench.
Sleepy game.
This game I think actually ends up being really good
because they're both so bad.
Yeah, this game is the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're heading up to Nashville to take on the Titans, and I think that this game ends up having some more Azeez Al-Shaair-esque plays that cause fights, and there'll just be benches going onto the field or some sort of something. But I'm going to take Jacksonville in this game. I honestly think that somehow Jacksonville wins this football game because of Will Levis and the Mayonnaise boys. Just don't look good.
I'm gonna disagree with you.
Are
this
you?
Is the time it breaks.
I'm taking the Titans?
The Jaguars have looked so bad. I can't take the Jaguars. Titans have at least looked a little competent-ish at times. Yeah. Jaguars have been a dumpster fire.
I'm with Lou on that one.
You're taking
actually.
the Titans?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
Titans
all right.
as well.
They're both going Titans. When we're taking a look at some fantasy players for this, it's pretty slim pickings. We'll start with the Titans because that one's a pretty easy one to go through. I have Will Levis starting as QB2 this week to fill my bye weeks. I don't really highly suggest that. However, he's been playing half decent fantasy football points the last couple weeks. He's been in like the 18 to 21 points each of the last couple weeks.
Who is this?
Will Levis.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing
now,
okay.
Now, is that because Westbrook Akine has been like catching these ridiculous touchdowns left and right? Yes, it is.
Will Westbrook Akine catch one this week?
Well, see, that's the thing.
I think he will.
Just like MVS, we're not going to put ourselves in this situation again. So we're going to give you Westbrook Akine as a wide receiver 2-3 for this week.
I say he gets 2.
Do you think he gets 2 touchdowns?
No.
Oh. I was like, wait, what?
But he probably will.
Yeah. Looking at the Titans side of the football, I'm saying that Pollard is probably a decent start in this football game. The Jaguars are one of the worst teams against the run. I also think that Westbrook Akine for this bye week is a decent filler as well. I don't really like anybody else other than maybe Calvin Ridley, but I would put him at wide receiver 3-4. He's bottomless guy. I put Westbrook Akine above Calvin Ridley.
I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Other side of the football,
just because of this touchdown streak.
Yeah, because he has touchdowns. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, but whatever. Nick, I hope you continue to do well, buddy. I'm not going to prey on your downfall.
Yeah.
Jaguars side, we got running backs that are hit or miss. We've got Mac Jones.
You don't want to play it. I don't think like anybody on the Jaguars.
No, BTJ. That would be the only person who would be an okay play because
wide
of bye
receiver
weeks.
3.
Yeah, he's a wide receiver 3 for this week. I would put Travis Etienne and take Bigsby at flex only. I would not want them filling up my running back position spots. I hope
I would rather play
better.
like a mid. Like I would rather play Jacoby Myers in my flex than either one of them.
Yeah, I would rather play a wide receiver 1 from a different team than the starting running back from the Jaguars. I completely agree there. These guys are going with the Titans. I'm taking the Jags in a Duval County comeback win somehow. Next game. Now, this one's going to be a little more interesting, hopefully. This is Kirk Cousins' return to Minnesota. Falcons taking on the Vikings. Who do you got in this game?
Man.
Is this game close? Does Kirk ball out? He was terrible last week. 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
I'm leaning Vikings. So I'm going to go with the Vikings. Okay. But it's not like I love it.
All right.
I think Vikings are going to shit on him.
Okay. This is a home game. Vikings defense is really the number one factor here for me that puts them above the Atlanta Falcons because their defense is so good. I think that this is the Vikings who take this game. Looking at some fantasy players, let's start on the Atlanta side of the football because it's going to be a little bit more difficult with these guys. Do you put Kirk Cousins in as a QB2 this week? I know he's been struggling. You're kind of losing faith in him.
No.
In our league, the guy who has Kirk Cousins says that when he has Drake May as his backup quarterback, he's going to play Drake May over him for the rest of the season. So that kind of gives you, and I agree with that. That kind of gives you an idea of where I think Kirk is on the fantasy scale. I put him probably in the lower 15.
Yeah.
Lower 15 of quarterbacks.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I do like wide receivers in this game, obviously it's going to be London and Mooney. I like London more than I like Mooney in this game just because I don't think they're going to be getting deep passes down the field too often with that secondary. I think this is going to be more one of those like London, 6 catches, 70 yards, 1 touchdown kind of games. You know what I mean? They use them as chunk pieces to get down the field as they get down there. I think Bijan's pretty good for this game.
I think he's a play, yeah.
And I don't think Pitts is. And the reason why is because of Van Ginkel and those middle linebackers. They're good in coverage. And I think that they bottle up Pitts.
I can see that. He's been kind of disappointing
Pitts has
last
been,
couple weeks.
Yeah, he's kind of disappeared.
In the pits.
In the pits.
He's been in the pits. Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, no, he's disappeared.
Yeah,
last couple weeks.
He definitely has. I would say that your highlighted starters again for the Atlanta side is Bijan, Mooney, and London. Mooney being the worst one out of those 3. Moving over to the Vikings, a little bit easier, a lot more talent on this football team. Do you play Sam Darnold ahead of Kirk Cousins? How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I would. Ahead of Kirk Cousins, yeah.
Is he?
Not by much.
Not by much.
Not by much, but I would still say ahead of Kirk.
I would give Kirk 15 points, and I would give Sammy
13.
About 17 to 18.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That'd be what I would have.
I thought you were saying like rankings.
Oh, no, yeah. Now,
but yeah, I agree with you.
Taking a look at the skill players, there is a little bit more that you can use in this on this side of the football. I think Hawkinson's a play. I think that Justin Jefferson's obviously a play. And I am playing Addison.
I was going to say, I think Addison's a play.
I'm playing Addison over Wilson. That is why Wilson is on my bench, because I'm playing Addison in this football game.
That makes sense.
And I think that he's going to be pretty decent in this one. We all took the Vikings. Is that correct, guys?
Yeah.
Everybody's going Vikings?
Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to the next one.
I've been playing Addison in the league that's free. I'm number 1 in it. I've been playing him for weeks as like a wide receiver, too.
Oh, wow.
That's the only league I'm probably going to win.
It's not like a 6-man league?
I think it's 8.
And you're playing Addison?
Yeah, he's actually been tearing it up.
Interesting. Let's move into
I'm
this.
still in first.
We're going to move into this next game here. I don't know how you're in first. That's the only league you're making the playoffs, isn't it?
No, Tom's league as well.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Next game we're going to get into, guys, this is Carolina Panthers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. There is a man who likes to put extravagant bets down. Did you see this? He has a bet for like $3.2 million that the Eagles will win money line. He has shifted the paradigm of the odds ridiculously.
Yeah.
Ridiculously. So if you think that the Carolina Panthers could possibly win this game, this is the game to bet on them because they are plus like 300 or 400.
Yeah.
I don't think
it's pretty wild, actually.
I would not I would
Maybe.
not want to take them. Would you? You look like you're kind of thinking about it.
I mean,
you look like
I might put some money down on
you look like you
Panthers right now.
might have a nightcap tonight and change your mind. I don't know.
No. I'm just gonna put money on them. I'm not gonna say they'll win the game because I think the Eagles will win this game. But put money down just in case.
Hit the spread up a little bit. It's minus 13, I believe, is the spread for this football game.
Go take them points. I'd go take them points.
I would take their.
I would maybe take that.
I did take their points.
I'll take the over.
I would take the 13. I would give the Panthers haven't lost by more than like 3 or 10 in the last couple of weeks. So for this game, when we're looking at fantasy players, it's pretty slim in my opinion on the Panther side of the football. I would play Chaba. That's it.
Yeah, that's basically it.
That's it. Jonathan Brooks needs to stay on your bench. You need to keep him. He is getting more carries as weeks go over weeks here. He's getting used.
He's probably, though, not relevant.
He might be relevant in playoffs.
Maybe, yeah. He may be getting his legs under him in playoffs.
Because, I mean, think about it this way.
You're going to be hard-pressed with the risk, I think, in playoffs playing them.
Jonathan Brooks is just Braylon Allen on a different team here. Braylon Allen starting running back this week. All you need is one twisted ankle, and Jonathan Brooks is now a 10, 12-point player a week. So keep him on your bench, guys. Don't drop him. Wide receivers, Thielen.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
I'd
wide
put him in a wide receiver 2-3.
2-3.
Yeah. Probably one of the worst wide receiver threes or twos, best wide receiver threes in this game. Thielen, Chuba. I'm staying away from Xavier Legette. I would still want him on my bench, but I wouldn't want to play him this week.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody else? Bryce Young's obviously not a play in my mind at all.
Yeah, no, not yet. Not fantasy wise.
Other side of football going to be real easy. Devonta Smith back.
Yeah,
I would play him in
Goddard
this game.
out.
Goddard
out.
I would not play Cal Akuda or however you pronounce his name, that tight end. I'd go get somebody who plays on a different team. Come on. A.J. Brown, definite starter, wide receiver 1. Devonta Smith, I'd put him in a wide receiver 2 to high wide receiver 3 range.
Yeah, it's hard to trust him because he's always like, man's made of glass.
Hit or miss, and also very tiny human being.
He is a little guy.
Like, he's my size.
Yeah.
He is. He literally is. He's 180, I think, and 5'10", 5'9".
Who again?
Devonta Smith. He might be a little bit taller than me.
180.
Yes.
I think he's like 5'11", almost 6 foot.
Okay. Still, he weighs nothing. He's skinny guy. Obviously, I don't think we even really need to mention them, but Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley are probably top
tiers.
Fire matchups for them.
Yeah, top 2 quarterback, top 2 wide receiver for this game. Outside of that, though, I mean, it's pretty obvious for this one, blatantly obvious who the starters are in fantasy football. We're obviously all taking the Eagles as well. Yep. However, we all kind of think that minus 13 spread might be, or plus 13 for the Panthers is kind of a decent look. I do. I really do. Plus 13, I think that's decent.
I think I'm going to take the over-under.
Over-under?
And take the over.
Okay.
I don't even know what it is, but on the basis of your 9.5 shit.
Okay. All right. Fair. Next game we're going to cover here. This is a cross-conference game.
Pirate battle.
This is the battle of the pirates. Are you a biker pirate or are you a ship pirate?
I'm a ship pirate guy.
You're a ship pirate guy?
Yeah.
Me too. Arr. This is the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is in Tampa Bay. AOC is the starting quarterback. They're getting running backs back this week in Madison and possibly Zamir White. That's not official, I don't believe. But Sasir McCormick has been pulled up. He's officially got a roster spot. He's officially in the mix. I think that he is going to be one of the guys who is going to be a starter by the end of the season, and I think next year will be a starter too. Sorry.
Maybe.
I think he's pretty good. When we're looking at fantasy players, I think that it's Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers.
Yeah,
those are the 2 players on the Vegas Raiders that I would be comfortable playing. Putting Jacoby Myers in there to wide receiver, highest wide receiver 3, low tier wide receiver 2.
Yeah, I'd say he's a high 3. I felt okay about playing him the last few weeks.
And then other side of the football, kind of get wishy-washy a little bit. You got Bucky, you've got Baker, and you've got Evans.
I think it's those 3.
I think it's those 3. And the reason why I say wishy-washy is Rashad White did do good last week, but he didn't really do good until like fourth quarter overtime when he got that long run. Cade Otton has kind of disappeared out of that offense. We really liked him. He hasn't been doing that much over the last couple weeks. He's been bottled up.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would stay away from Cade this week. I would stay away from Rashad White. Like he said, I would go Baker, I'd go Bucky, and I'd go Mike Evans. Those are my 3 plays out of that game. I'm taking the Buccaneers by $1 billion.
Yeah,
Me
I
too.
think so too. Big pirate biker.
I think Baker
pirate energy
lights them up. I really do.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think Mike Evans has a big day as well.
Yeah, for sure. Their number 1 cornerback, Nate Hobbs, is out of this game as well. So that is a major factor for them. He's a heavy hitter. We're all taking Buccaneers in the Pirate game.
Tampa Bay going to do the playoffs.
I think they go to the playoffs.
They're going to be spoiler to one team, and then
they can still win their division. So like
Baker beat the Eagles already.
He did, yeah.
So let's get into the 4:00 games here, guys. This one is a rivalry matchup. This is a game that we had seen a couple weeks ago, ended in 16-6. Not a high-scoring game.
No.
This is the Seattle Seahawks headed down to Glendale. Is it Glendale or Glensdale? Scottsdale.
Yeah, they play in
Arizona.
Yeah, it's in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Isn't Glensdale in Arizona too?
I
think that's a golf place. I think it's
a big golf place. It sounds familiar, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Thanks, Paul. We appreciate
Paul.
that. Yeah. Anyways, in this game, we already have we got it before the show that K9 is now doubtful.
Okay.
Probably not going to play. So this means that we're going to have Charbonnet time.
Yeah.
I don't love it.
I don't love it.
I don't necessarily love it. K9 didn't do well against the Arizona Cardinals.
Like, you never feel good if you have to play him because you had K9. Like, you don't feel good about it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Man.
Exactly. On the Seattle Seahawks side of the football, not very many guys that I'm willing to point out. JSN is going to be a decent play in this one. Metcalf is obviously playing, but he hasn't been great over the last couple weeks. I would put him in at wide receiver 2-3, JSN wide receiver 1-2. Geno Smith, he's number 3 or 4 in the NFL in passing yards this year. I think that's crazy. I didn't know that.
That is crazy. I did not know that either.
But I still don't love him in this football game. If I had to pick between the 2 quarterbacks, I'd rather have Kyler Murray than I would want Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, agreed.
On the other side of the football, it's not a lot of players. McBride's the number 1 player in this football game by a large and long mile. McBride is the best fantasy player in this game. MHJ, where are you guys putting him? Sometime like
wide receiver 3,
wide receiver 3,
3-2 cusp.
3-2 cusp. Okay, I could definitely see that. And then James Conner, he was kind of slowed down the last time he played against the Seahawks. However, I'm still giving him a running back 2 grade. I think that he'll do decent in this game. It's getting towards playoffs. They need to win this game in order to take the division. So I think that their captain really plays well in this game. Yeah. Their captains.
In Arizona.
In Arizona as well. Just to recap that, Arizona side, I would play Kyler quarterback 2, James Conner running back 2. And then these guys, you gave MHJ a wide receiver 2 ranking?
2-3.
2-3.
Like
I say 3 flex.
3 flex?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a fair assessment. Who do you guys have in this football game? Who do you have them winning this game? This is going to be a close football. I think it's low scoring.
I like the Cardinals. I want the Cardinals to win this game.
Okay.
So let's go Cards.
I'm going to say Cardinals as well.
I'll ride with you guys on the Cardinals because I also want them to win. I don't really love the Seahawks, and I like that the Arizona Cardinals are making a comeback. I'm going to go Arizona Cardinals as well. I think this game is under 34. This is.
You think so?
Yeah, it was 16-6 last time.
I understand, but like that was the first game. This is
I
the
could
second
see
game.
under 34.
You could? What do you think the score is going to be?
Over 34.
Okay.
34, they're so low. That's the second time you mentioned it. That's crazy.
Well, and I did it for an AFC North game and a game that ended in 22 points last time. So not very that crazy. We're all taking the Cardinals in this game, guys. Next game. Now, this is the 425 starter games. This is the Bears this is 2 teams who technically have a chance to still make the playoffs, guys, but they're not going to. And we all know they're not going to. One side of the football, the 49ers, they have more injuries than they have starters, I feel like.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Everybody is out. Isaiah Guerrero starting running back now with a backup of Israel Abandakanda. So that will be...
Oh, that's cool.
Pitt
kid.
Pitt.
Yeah,
They snagged him from the Jets last week. So he's over there now. I don't think Israel's a play, obviously. I think Guerendo's an okay play. I don't think he's the greatest play in the world. For running backs this week, I'd put him as an RB2 or a flex running back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we're looking at wide receivers, I don't like Pearsall. Debo, man, like last week, all his yards were return yards. I know it was a snow game, but like
I've been down on Debo.
I'm putting Debo wide receiver 3. Yeah,
I think he has a comeback week. I think he'll be fine.
I think he does maybe okay, but just like I'm just not loving it right now. Kittle was probably my favorite player on the 49ers for fantasy. I think that Kittle has a decent game. Bears defense is pretty good. They have good linebackers who play good pass coverage as well.
That's why I like Juwan Jennings in this game.
You like Juwan Jennings in this game?
Yeah.
Okay. I put Juwan Jennings in the same ranking that I would give Deebo Samuels though. I think that both of them are wide receiver 3 flex guys. Purdy probably a quarterback 2. Last week he was absolutely horrible in the snow. But I think he's a little bit better this week. Obviously, it's in San Francisco, so it's a lot warmer than Buffalo.
I think he's a start if you have him.
I think he's a start if you have him, too. I'm benching him for Brock Purdy, yeah. I'm benching him for Baker Mayfield. So, that's around that real good.
Yeah.
That's
like flipping a coin, I feel, to some level.
Yeah, a little bit. You're not wrong.
What I mean?
Yeah. Other side of the football, I don't like Caleb Williams in this football game. Do you?
No,
not really.
I don't know when I like Caleb Williams. To be completely honest, he's not terrible.
He had a decent. Last week he had a decent fantasy day. Like he was in the top 5.
He did, and now they have. Do you think that getting rid of Eberflus, this is going to be the first game that we see them without him? Do you think that we're going to see a whole new looking Bears team? Do you think they look revitalized?
I do. I think they do look revitalized.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Similar to like whenever we kicked Matt Canada out, we like looked like insane last year that one game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, against the Bengals.
Yeah, and then we went right back to.
We went right back. I went to that game.
Yeah.
I went to that Bengals game. Yeah, I could see that as well. I'm still going to. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take the Bears.
I'm taking
in this
the
football
Bears.
Game.
I'm
taking the Bears in this football game.
I'm going with the Niners.
You're going with the Niners. All right. Well, we covered the 49ers side of fantasy football. Looking at the Bears side, it's a little bit slimmer. Obviously, Caleb Williams is a wishy-washy play. Probably QB2 or a super flex option for you. Swift has kind of degraded over the last couple of weeks, hasn't he?
He's still questionable.
Is he questionable?
Yeah,
okay, I was going to say, because if he doesn't play, would you play Roshan? I would not.
I wouldn't.
Roshan's out from the concussion
still. Out from the concussion still.
Oh, man, that stings.
Yeah, who's the third?
Travis Homer?
Yes, Travis Homer, and they do have one other guy who's slipping
Big
my mind.
Homer energy.
I would stay away from that
Chicago?
backfield. No.
No.
I would stay away from that backfield. Wide receiver wise, they are also dinged up. DJ Moore is questionable. Keenan Allen had a questionable tag. Had his helmet ripped off his head last week. I know that he's going to be playing with a little zest if he does end up playing this week. I would say in this game, guys, Bears are kind of hard to judge. They're all kind of dinged up. They have a new head coach. It might be a week to stay away from Bears for fantasy football. What do you think?
Yeah, I wouldn't feel good about playing any of them.
There's not one of them that I can specifically point out and say, okay, I'm cool with this.
Yeah, like I feel really good.
Rome Odunze.
You're gonna call Rome Odunze this week?
I am starting.
All right. There's the hot take of the week. They think that Rome Odunze might be the come-up player of the week. We took the Bears. He's taking the 49ers in this game, guys. Let's move into the next one here. This one could be closer than the standings giveaway. This is the Bills heading out to L.A. to take on the Rams for a 4:25 game. So that's a 1 o'clock game for the Bills in their mind. But there's jet lag.
No, it's not. It's a.
Yes, it is.
4:25 in LA would be like 7.
Oh, 7. Yeah, man, I'm
like
going the wrong way. Yeah,
7:30.
My fault. Yeah, you are very right. Whoopsie. Yeah. What?
It's in LA. Yeah, never mind. Whatever.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Producer Paul's upstairs screaming. I can't hear what he's saying.
That game would be at 1 o'clock in LA.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. We're stupid.
Getting back on track of what I was talking about here. The Buffalo Bills, there is jet lag involved. They are headed across the country. I do think that could play a small factor into this game. Number 1 wide receiver for drops this season. Do you know who it is? Amari Cooper. He has the most drops of any wide receiver in the NFL this year.
That.
Yeah. So, looking at the Los Angeles Rams side of the football, who do you love? Who do you love?
I mean, I'd play Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua still.
Yeah, Kyron. Kyron's been a little bit slower.
All
the last
3 of those
weeks.
guys are.
They're playing an elite defense.
They're all playable every week.
They're playing a really elite defense.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You still play him.
All right.
I do feel like I know he's a Rams guy, but I do feel like you still kind of got to play at least Cup and all three of those guys. I feel like you have to.
What do you feel about Matt Stafford this week? Do you think that he's in the quarterback 2 play? Would you play him for this week?
He's like a 2-1.
He's a 2-1. Okay,
like 12 or 13.
With having those wide receivers, yes, I agree with you. He has some good wide receivers on that team. I would stay away from Demarcus Robinson. I know that he'll probably end up with a touchdown and 8 yards, but whatever. Other side of the football, Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, obviously an immediate start. Cook, obviously a start. Which wide receiver would you play if you were going to play any of them? Maury?
His boy Shakir.
Probably.
Or Shakir.
It's honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those, but it's such a
such a toss-up. I feel the same way about the Bills wide receivers as I do the Bears wide receivers.
I was just about to say that.
I would give Shakir the number 1 nod out of them. Taking a look at who you think is going to win this game, like I said, travel, opposite side of the country. Do you think the Bills still get the victory?
Yeah, I think Bills are like Super Bowl contenders.
Okay. I honestly think
maybe the favorite.
This could be a high-scoring game, but I think that the Bills end up taking it away.
I agree.
I think that maybe, it's like 34-28 or something like that. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think the Rams keep it interesting, but then the Bills.
They can't shut them down.
Yeah, the Bills.
They can't stop them. Okay.
Bills win this one.
All going Bills in this one. Do think the Rams have a legitimate chance, but things really need to go their way in order for it to happen.
Yeah, well, you were saying like 30, whatever, to 28.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Pretty close.
Real easy.
Next game, this is a Sunday night football game here, guys. This one could be a good one. Could be the game that we watched the Kansas City Chiefs actually get, a little handled. A little handled. They're playing a defense that is actually good enough to really stop Patrick Mahomes. And then they have an offense on that Chargers team that can actually put up points, too, to combat Patrick Mahomes if he does get points. So I think this is going to be extremely close. I'm praying on the Chiefs' downfall in this game.
Yeah, same.
Sorry, Chiefs fans, but I'm tired of it. You've got Christmas movies. Every third commercial is a Chiefs player or coach in the commercial. I'm done with it. I don't care about your team that much. I don't need national commercials on everything. I'm over it.
They are literally on like
Keep it in Missouri. Keep it in Missouri. Then I won't care. But right now, I hate it. State Farm or whatever that is, I'll never buy that insurance because I have to see their commercials all the time. I hate you. Anyways, there's my rant for the day. I have another rant for the day, and it's on Colts fans, but I'll leave that for later. And it's a big one, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
Oh my
in this game, Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this is in Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's a legitimate chance? Like, which team are you going to take? If I had to hold a gun to your head, which team are you taking?
The Chiefs.
If you're putting a gun to my head, I'm taking the Chiefs.
All right. So you're both taking the Chiefs.
I agree with you. I think the Chargers can put it to them, and like I would want nothing more than the Chargers to win. But gun to my head, I have to take the Chiefs.
All right.
Would you put us in that
scenario?
Well,
Hey, for some people in fantasy football, this might be gun to the head situations. Looking at some fantasy players for the Chargers, I think it's really slim. I'm not really going to want to be playing Gus Edwards anytime as the starting running back there. I would stay away from that personally. Herbert would be a start for me, and that's basically it on the Chargers side of the football.
You're not playing Ladd?
What?
He's dinged up.
I know he's dinged up, but if he's healthy, you can play him.
Is he still questionable, though? Because he's been questionable all week.
He'll probably be questionable up until game time.
Okay. So they're saying that Ladd's still a play. I would watch out. This is a Sunday night football game. He is questionable. I'm not really too privy to leaving a questionable, not like 100% set in stone starter in my lineup and then him end up not playing it,
on Sunday night.
On Sunday night, then you're screwed. So,
he is like a set in stone starter now. He's the best.
He's injured.
I understand
That's
this,
the point I'm making.
He plays through injuries, man. He played through that injury all last week too. And he
We'll
still produced.
I would start Ladd.
They're saying start Ladd regardless of the injury tag. They're not worried about it.
Wide receiver 3.
Wide receiver 3 at best.
2.
Kansas City side.
Come on.
Patrick Mahomes. Do you put Patrick Mahomes above or below Herbert?
Oh, I put Patrick Mahomes above her.
You do? You do for fantasy points? You think he does better?
I was trying to do a Chris Collinsworth.
Not by much.
I couldn't do it.
Wow, yeah, that was. I didn't even slightly.
I
pick
couldn't
it
do
up.
it. I couldn't do it.
I would say that only by a little bit. Is that what you said?
Yeah, not by
Just
much.
Not by
smidge.
much.
I don't think it's like. I don't think Mahomes goes off or anything like that.
Who do you think is the running back that gets the majority of the totes in this game? Is it Isaiah Pacheco
Probably.
now? Do you think?
I think so.
Because last week it let him get back into the flow of things game.
He was on a snap count.
Yeah, he kind of looked, sluggish, but it was expected
Yeah.
for him to. I think that Isaiah does.
I'm actually not starting him.
You're not? I would.
But
I wouldn't
I
play
would.
either running
It's
back.
a unique circumstance. I have Tyrone Tracy against the
New
crappy
Orleans.
teams.
New Orleans.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm playing him. He'll do all right. He's the only thing they have. So I was like, I'm going to play him instead of Pacheco.
I would stay away from all running backs in this football game. I would think that if you're looking for like wide receivers or tight ends, it's probably Hopkins, Ladd, and Kelsey. Those are the only skill players that I would take out of this game at all.
Yeah.
I don't really want to play Worthy, Juju, none of that stuff. Or Noah Gray. A lot of people have been playing Noah Gray. Where do you think this game lies? Now, I said gun to your head that you would take the Chiefs, but are you taking the Chiefs in this football game?
I'm taking the Chargers.
I'm also taking the Chargers. Which way are you rolling, bro?
Do I go vibes or?
I don't know. I'm not in your head.
I'll gun to my head. I'm taking the Chiefs.
All right.
I have to
All right,
take
he's
the
still
Chiefs.
sticking
He's
I
taking
have
the
to take-
Chiefs,
I
though.
have to. Steelers are going to beat them on Christmas. It's going to be their one other loss.
I sure hope so. I sure hope so. That'll be my favorite Christmas present. Last game we're going to cover for the week, guys. This is the Monday Night Football game. This is down in Dallas in Jerry World. This is the Cincinnati Bengals heading down to take on the Cowboys. I think the Cincinnati Bengals absolutely destroy the Cowboys in this.
I think
game.
this is a high-scoring
I
game.
agree.
It'll definitely be a high-scoring
I
game.
don't think they necessarily get destroyed,
But
but
well, here's the thing:
because their defenses are
their defense is really
Bengals
bad.
is awful.
But the Bengals offense.
But the
Cowboys
Bengals
doing better.
offense is so good. Like we're comparing Joe Burrow versus Cooper Rush here. You realize that, right?
but the Bengals are that bad on the other side of the ball.
They
So,
are
like,
that bad. They are that bad. I'm saying that I think that you're probably right. This is like a 44-38 game or something. Like it's going to be really entertaining to watch on a Monday night for
go
two
that
teams.
Yeah.
I mean, they put up that many points against the Steelers last week,
Yeah. That was the highest scoring
I
game of the
understand.
entire
I
season.
wouldn't-
and the Cowboys' defense is not very good.
I still wouldn't go that high.
All right, Ben wouldn't go that high.
I wouldn't quite go that high.
Like,
but
what
I,
do you
get,
think?
I
Like
understand.
34-28.
34-28.
Yeah.
I could see that ish around there.
That's a high-scoring
Yeah,
game.
high
That's
scoring
10 points
game.
off of what I said. Okay, who do you think?
Yeah,
on
you went
Cowboys?
into the 40s, dude. That's
The
insane.
Cowboys suck. Which players for skill on the Cowboys would you play? Rico,
Oh,
Rico, and
No.
Lamb.
I don't really feel good about playing Rico.
don't know
I'm
if
playing
Lamb-
Well,
Lamb.
how are they going to put up these points with the
Well,
crappy
no.
Cincinnati defense if they
I
don't give it to Rico and
necessarily
Lamb?
agree with that.
Like,
I think Rico is okay. to
I
play.
think Rico's a definitely okay player. I'm starting Rico over
I don't
Nick
know.
Chubb.
Lamb's questionable.
Is he?
Yeah.
They have Brandon Cooks back. He caught a
Yeah,
touchdown
they do have
last
Cooks
week.
back.
If CD wasn't to play, then I think Brandon Cooks would probably be the filler player, or Iovas.
Yosivas.
Yosivas.
It
for the
does
Bengals. Yosivas.
Nothing like how
Yeah, I
it
know.
sounds.
He's from Princeton. That's where he graduated college too.
Oh,
Smart
yeah.
guy. Yeah. I would say that Yosivas would be like if any of these guys go questionable to out, he would be my fill-in player for the Monday Night Football game. Yosivas would be. If Lamb ends up being out, or T. Higgins, how he always just randomly, my quad hurts, I'm not playing anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think Yosivas would
Oh,
be
my quad hurt.
would be my filler player. Cincinnati side, obviously Chase is the number one starter. Burrow's the number one starter. Brown's the number one starter.
Higgins.
Higgins is a wide receiver too. Other side of the football, Dallas Cowboys. It's just Dowdle and potentially Lamb. If he plays, I would stay away from Ferguson. I'd stay away from Cook. I'd stay away from Tolbert. I just don't like any of those plays in this week. Even though the Bengals defense is bad, I would just stay away from them.
Yeah.
Who's the speedster? Kavontae Turpin. Maybe he does
Turpin.
something. If anybody does something,
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's Kavontae Turpin on the Dallas
Watch, yeah.
Cowboys. Are we all taking the Bengals? I am. I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah. I'm taking the
I am.
Bengals.
Are you?
I am as well.
All right, we're clean sweep on the Bengals. We them boys, but not this week. At that, let me just get into my little bit of a rant.
I want to hear about.
So this week I've been conversing with Colts fans who are on their bye week. I hope they're enjoying their bye week. One of our super fans, Red, is a Colts fan. I want to make sure that I note, Red, I'm not talking about you, but I've been in conversations with some Colts fans this week, and something that I have learned is that as Pittsburghers, as Steeler fans, we have watched such quality football. That when we make comments, like we are blessed. You know what I mean?
So are the Colts a little bit.
They aren't.
They had Peyton Manning.
They had the Peyton Manning.
1 year.
They had what?
He had 1 year that he went to the Super Bowl.
He was still a great quarterback.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison Sr.
Let me get to my point.
Okay, good.
All right, let's hear it.
Jesus Christ.
We have had great quarterback play for so long and had great football play because of Mike Tomlin as a coach.
Yes.
Yeah,
I watched the Colts game twice through, have the same feelings about the Colts and about Anthony Richardson, that he is undeveloped, that he is not very great in the pocket, that he runs away from pressure every single time, and then, is literally the least accurate starting quarterback in the NFL. And I had multiple Colts fans send me private messages and comment on our stuff, letting us know, hey, man, Anthony Richardson's actually pretty good. You don't actually watch the game in its full entirety. Brother, I watched the game in its full entirety. You are delusional. You are delusional if you think Anthony Richardson is extremely good at football. He has a lot of talent. Yes, it is raw talent. It is not honed in. He does not look good in any football game. He looks like he's an extremely athletic guy out there. That's it. He is not premier. He's a bottom 4 quarterback in this football league.
Literally.
So let's take a chill pill. Maybe you guys rewatch the game. Maybe come watch a Steeler game so that you guys understand what good football looks like. And that's what I got for you this week. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode here on YouTube and Spotify. Colts fans, enjoy your bye week. Watch the Steeler game so you get some real football looks.
Tell them how you really feel.
I will. Yeah. And hey, if you're watching on TikTok or any of our live our live show, stay tuned. We're gonna be going into Q&A in a minute. YouTube and TikTok, our YouTube and Spotify. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
Peace.